The biggest misconception people have is that this is something that they could never afford to do. Let me dispel that right now, because this is one of the most affordable hobbies I've ever had. Coming from a musician who, if I could have the guitar of my dreams, it's probably worth about 2 or 3 more times as much as the bike of my dreams. Being a musician has been very expensive and is very comparable to being an adventure rider. So you want to hit the road. You want to see what's out there and what it's all about. First thing you got to do is get a bike. And for me, I live in a big city in the Pacific Northwest, and that definitely helps. So we're going to go off of city settings, as if you yourself lived near or in a big city. It helps to be a little mechanically inclined, but even if you're not, don't fret. And I'm going to tell you why here in a moment. So when you go get a motorcycle, you'll notice that there's a lot of them available on Marketplace. There's a lot of KLR 650s by Kawasaki, a lot of Suzuki DR 650s, DR 400s, and those are all very good starter bikes. So for that price range of about $1,500 to $2,000, you'll get a bike between about 20 and 30,000 miles, which they could very well go up to 100,000 with regular maintenance. It's probably been ridden and well loved. One thing you're going to want to do is look it up on YouTube, look how to check the fluids, check the oils, and make sure they never warm the bike up before you go look at it, because some bikes are very hard to start cold, and you'll overlook that if you don't know what you're doing. They'll spend hours starting a bike just for you to come look at it and then take it home and then not be able to start it. Don't fall for that. Always bring a friend with you. The best thing about riding motorcycles is the community. There's a large group of people for every kind of bike you ride, and it's very easy to make friends with them because all of us want to ride together all the time, no matter what kind of riding we're doing, and there's a lot. And the most important thing to pay attention to when buying a motorcycle or anything on Marketplace is the person selling it to you. Pay attention to your gut and the little details. First thing you're going to want to do is get full coverage insurance on that bad boy, because it's very cheap for insurance on a motorcycle. And fuel is very cheap. Parts are very cheap. There's a lot of very cheap things about this hobby that are going to benefit you, that you're really going to enjoy about it. And one of the things is the cost. Being financially challenged has forced me to learn how to work on my bike by myself, which is very rewarding because there's lots of maintenance, there's lots of things that are going to break, upgrades you're going to want to do. And the good news about that is, even if you're not mechanically inclined and you're having a hard time, there's lots of instructional videos out there, and there's lots of people in the community, which we're going to go over again. You're going to hear me talk about that a lot because I praise the community. They're a big reason I kept coming back. Your bike is going to take you to some of the most amazing places you probably never would have been otherwise. And that, of course, is one of the reasons to get a bike in the first place. Let's talk about how the fantasy of riding before you start and the reality after you start riding are two totally different things. This is how I always imagined it, just going to awesome places, having a good time. One thing that I didn't prepare for was how physically demanding this was, how dangerous it is, how much you get hurt, and what the potential risks are. Now, when I say scary, I don't mean it's scary like you're afraid of it, or like I'm a pansy, or you're a pansy. I'm saying scary like if you've never been on a motorcycle or like a heavy bike on a road like this is very rocky terrain. It's very easy to puncture a tire, very easy to crash, wash the front end out, go off-road. A lot of that depends on your suspension and how you have your tires set, which is also things we'll probably talk about today, so you can do stuff like this and get out there and adventure, because it's really easy to ruin your day. We're a long ways from nobody. I've also got 2 veteran riders behind me, and they've strategically placed me in front of them so I can go at my own pace, and that's pushing me to want to go faster, to not hold them up. Since they invited me on this ride, me being my whole goal about this video, other than to document our journey, is to introduce you into dual sport riding. Now, I started riding dirt bikes during COVID, a little before I started riding adventure, and as I was able to grow as a dirt biker and to get over some of those obstacles, to try out motocross tracks, it really prepared me for adventure riding. Because you can get into adventure riding and figure out, man, this half off-road, half on-road bike isn't for me. I'd rather just have a street bike, and that's totally cool. I've got street bikes. God, I love to ride on the street. You know, there is no right or wrong. You just might find that you like the challenge of dual sport riding, and you're willing to risk it, injury, to go out and get views like this, and for the camaraderie, and for all the little things that make it hard, are kind of why we do it. It's gonna help you grow as a person and as a rider. Now, since I've become a more established rider, my life has gotten a lot better. You start applying some of those lessons into your day-to-day life. Now, this is how you can tell I'm a broke rider, but I'm making it work. I have average-sized gear, average-sized tent, sleeping bag, everything's big, everything's heavy, but thankfully it's a KLR, and I've got a lot of ratchet straps and a spider net. We will talk more about that later because that's part of my recipe for success, and it worked on this trip like a charm. Gotta test it out a little bit. There's the Gen 1 and 2 KLR. We are meeting up here at Bridge of the Gods. There's Lyle and Ben trying to sync up their Bluetooth. There's Ben's DRZ 400. Awesome bike. Good looking luggage. That's something I want to gravitate towards. They've been on the BDR before. They've got small, light stuff, and I'm going to learn from that and do that next time. Alright, here we are leaving Bridge of the Gods on our way to Carson. Everybody's pretty excited and good spirits. Had their coffee and energy drinks, and we're hitting the road. Now, I've been on this section of BDR before, but I've never done overnight moto camping. So for my first time, I didn't have anything super small, but I have a KLR which is capable of carrying a lot of weight if you have it set up right. Mine's pretty dialed in. It's an '08. It's got 65,000 miles on it. It's had a lot of work done to it, and it runs really good. So I didn't have any problem with my weight and my loadout weight. I just brought a tent, a sleeping roll, some food, some tools, you know, pretty much everything you'd need, but they're all average size like you'd put in a car. So as an intermediate rider, beginner BDR guy, I've done some avid camping, so I knew what I'd want to bring, but I wasn't sure on how to condense everything, how to get everything small, and what was worth it. But these guys, Lyle and Ben, they've done some BDR stuff, and they've got light stuff, affordable stuff, good gear, and there's some good guys to ride with because they'll give you some good ideas on what kind of gear to get and what to look for. They'll send you links and do all that stuff, so it's really good to make moto friends. Everybody helps each other out. People gift each other gear all the time. It's really cool. Now right here is Highway 14, and it's one of my most favorite places to ride in the world. The gorge is absolutely beautiful. There's lots of tunnels. It goes from forest to desert. I mean, how cool is that? We're about ready to pull up to Carson and officially start our BDR trip. We pulled into Carson in pretty good spirits. It's always a lot of fun to see other people on bikes having a good time. It's like you're in this secret club, and if you're riding, you're in. Gas is pretty cheap, and mileage is really good, so full tanks will take you a pretty far distance. Now, the BDR is a pretty wild place. You don't know what to expect. I think it's 180 miles to get to our destination, or like 170, and anything could happen. Most likely flats, engine failure. I've had a lot of things happen on a KLR, but I have always gotten it home. And I've done a lot of work on that bike, so when things go wrong, it's pretty much my fault. Now on that topic, because you work on your own bike to save money, it's real easy to make a mistake. And part of the problem is you can get hurt really bad, or you could hurt somebody else. You know, there's a lot happening going on your bike while you're riding it, and if you're not up to date on your repairs or whatever you're doing, you can pay the price. The thing about riding is it doesn't even have to be your fault. You could just be riding a bike and fall off of it. Somebody could just pull out in front of you and end your day really quick. Well, so whether you have the money for a mechanic or not, I do want to encourage you to work on your own bike, because getting through those little problems will help you build solutions to help you in other areas of your life. In fact, there are many successes of riding that'll be one of those little crutches that'll help you in other areas that you don't even know you need. One day you're just going to wake up happy, refreshed, You're going to be able to solve problems you weren't able to solve before, all because you were able to get over obstacles, to get over your fears. Once you get over your fears in one area, it's really easy to apply that to other areas of your life. So your first off-road section on the WABDR is pretty easy. It's very mellow, pretty high speed, but one of the things I'm having an issue with is the dust. This is a brand new air filter, and it's pretty dirty, so I'm trying to stay out of this, and no matter how far I stay behind, I'm still eating a lot of dust. Okay, so this isn't really the best example of dust right here, but trust me, it gets very dusty. Looking back on it, I wish I would have put my stuff in garbage bags. Definitely one of the things you're going to want to do is make sure your gear is very tight, no matter what your kit is or what you pack. Jump on it, jostle it, pull it off. Have a buddy try and pull it off before you leave to try and test it, because it will get rattled loose on the BDR. Even though this is the first section, I've had some hard hits. Now, I haven't bottomed out, which I'm really proud of on this bike, but I've had some hard hits. I've hit the skid plate very hard a couple of times on some rocks, and your luggage is going to fall off if it's not done right, or it's going to get caught in your wheel and drag you off. Now, I actually got wet in this section, and the trade-off is during the wetter times of the year, there's no dust, no bugs, but during the drier times, there's a lot of bugs and a lot of dust. I ratchet strapped my items, which were pretty big, with big ratchet straps, and I used a spider net, and I was really proud that it didn't come undone. Now, I recorded this part in high speed, and this is shale right here. This is like going down the side somewhere, and it is very slippery. I hate this stuff. The topography changes all the time, and it becomes easy, hard, easy, hard, easy, hard. You always feel like you're going to crash. At least for a KLR. Now, I've heard a lot of guys talk about that, and KLRs always kind of feel that way, but once you learn how to throttle out and send it, it'll save your butt quite a bit. We didn't know who this guy was, but this is part of the community I was talking about. We don't know each other, but everybody's all smiles, talking, seeing if anybody needs help, sharing stories. Whether you're out alone, just riding your bike, cruising, people are going to come up and talk to you at convenience stores. You know, there's all kinds of riders out there, from adventuring to dirt to street, and everybody likes to talk to each other, and I always take the time to talk to people, because those are some of the best moments. This is Flat Top Snow Park, and we stopped here for a while last time, and even though we didn't go in there this time, the amenities are amazing. I think this is a big snowmobile destination in the winter, and that's a place where you can park your snowmobiles and camp overnight, or your bikes if you wanted to. I was actually thinking about taking an impromptu trip out here and camping one night. Now, this is the weekend, and there was a lot of traffic, which is another point I want to tell you guys, is when you're on these dirt roads, I'm kind of terrible at staying to the left and taking the corners inside, and I almost came in contact with a couple of cars. Now, that's my fault. I should have been staying to the right, but I never did make contact and was always able to avoid them. But I did have some close calls on this trip. Being mindful of traffic out here is a must. Packing your stuff very tightly is also a must. You can also coordinate with your group, and everyone can bring different things that complement each other's kit. So far, you can expect that you're going to get very dusty. You're going to take some hits. Your bike is going to get rattled a lot, and so are you. Your luggage is going to get rattled very hard. Bottles will break. Things will get destroyed. Things will get wet. If you have bottles in there and they break, you're going to destroy your stuff. It happens all the time. Topping your tank off is also good etiquette when you're with your buddies. Make sure there's always gas in your bike. It's not very expensive, and it's really easy to become complacent, but when you're on a BDR, you really want to pay attention to your mileage. Now, I don't have a gas gauge, so I always keep track of my mileage. Water is also a big must. You're going to want to bring a lot of water with you in case you get hurt or break down in between towns. Air is another really big deal. I have a Ryobi air gun with an expensive battery just because it'll keep my tires inflated for hours if there's a puncture. Tubes, patch kit, air, and spoons are a must. Coordinate with your buddies if you can't carry all that, because you guys will save each other. I don't see too many bicyclists up here, and I was really impressed because we are way up here. You guys really piss me off in the city sometimes when I'm driving my Jetta. Don't tell anybody else I drive a Jetta, but yeah, I do. Anyways, hats off to you guys. You guys must be in really good shape. We're about halfway between Packwood and Carson, and it has just been a perfect Saturday. The weather's great, people are in good moods, we have everything we need, we still have a huge trip ahead of us, and we're pretty stoked. One of the things I love about where I live is the availability of riding gear. You can spend more money on gear than you can on your bike, and it's not a bad idea. You want to be protected if you go down. They make all kinds of clothes that are reinforced in case you do go down. They'll save you from road rash and breaking your bones. On this trip, I am sporting a pair of Icon boots, Elsinore model I believe. They are wearing Alpine Stars. I think Ben has Tech 7s, and I'm not sure what Lyle is wearing. But good feet protection is important, and you don't have to have a lot of money. You can go to the marketplace in the city, and I think the first pair of boots I bought were like Garnier or whatever they're called, like $500 boots for $24. I mean, come on. The pants I'm wearing on this trip are Street Steel reinforced riding pants. They're $150 at Cycle Gear. I got them brand new on Marketplace for $40. So yeah, a big win for those who like to go look on Marketplace and shop, especially when it comes for riding clothes, because I could never go buy this stuff new, even though I'm sure at some point, someday when I have more money, it would be nice just to go buy good gear. You want to stay dry out here, and you want to be able to breathe through your clothes. Right now I'm just wearing a vest with a hoodie underneath. It's a leather vest, and I probably look a lot more like a street rider than an adventure rider, but I don't have the money to go buy all that gear, and even though I'm very comfortable with what I have, I'm very protected, I did leave my rain gear at home to save space. Wow. Wow. Holy smokes.
This campsite 51 is open now.
Oh, okay.
Up the loop.
Yeah, we still got a ways to go.
Why aren't we camping here?
Because it's full.
Well, I'm leaving, so camp 51 is open.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's $1 million view there.
Yeah, it is.
Damn.
I just had to stop.
Get a pic of the three of us, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good view. See, get in there. There you go.
That turns sideways.
There, that's a good idea.
Yeah, get that mountain back.
Nice.
There we go.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
You might hear a little nagging voice in the back of your head sometimes saying, even though you're in your t-shirts and shorts, tennis shoes, just throw your half helmet on and go to the store. No, thank you. When I went down on my Harley, they found my visor a half mile down the highway. I always wear a full face helmet on a dirt bike, any kind of bike. I would have shattered my face if I didn't wear a full face helmet. I also had zero road rash, so wearing leathers or any kind of riding gear is very, very important. We are in Packwood, Washington. Section, what was that? Section 1 of the BDR?
Yeah. We're gonna do 0.5 here, which is off the BDR.
Oh, you're smiling.
It's only 29.
We're about to get into some crazy shit, aren't
It's
we?
only 29 miles up there.
29 miles of pavement is pure. I'm just kidding. We'll be all right. So the first time I made it here, I was really tired. I had never been on the BDR. I didn't know what to expect. I was rattled loose, and I took I-5 back because I was so sore. Maybe it's because I've been working so hard at work, or it's the new medication my doctor has me on. I feel awesome, and I am ready for the last leg of the journey, which shouldn't be far. I've heard 30 miles, 40 miles, and 60 miles. And to be honest, I don't have any GPS on me. I don't have a Garmin. I don't care where I go on a bike. Sometimes I try to get lost, and it's ironic because you really can't get lost. I mean, at least have water with you, right? I mean, come on, guys. So from here to Granite Lake, I've heard 30 miles, 40 miles, 60 miles. Well, it was 60 miles and then about 7 miles of hardcore rocks. So now we're off the BDR. Section 1 is done. And last time I was really tired. Today I feel really good, and we're on the last leg of the journey. It's actually pretty brutal. This last little bit you're going to see here pretty soon was really rocky, and you'll probably appreciate that if you're a KLR rider. Just adventure riding in general, there's so much to be aware of all the time. You really want to have your wits about you. It is really easy to crash. Now, especially in a scenario like this, there's lots of traffic. Anything could go wrong at any time. And even though you're always trying to balance keeping good time and getting to your destination with being safe, just take your time if you have to. Good people will always wait for you, even though you don't want to be that guy forever. Now, I did not expect some of these views to be as good as they were. I think it's the next shot is just some of the most beautiful scenery I've ever ridden through. Just huge valleys, huge mountains, and this is why I adventure. This right here, it's for the beautiful scenery, the epic destinations, and nothing feels better than making it home in one piece with your bike still running good, intact, knowing that you made it, and a lot of other people out there couldn't do it. It's not unhealthy to have a little bit of an ego. It's good for your self-esteem. And you know what? I've earned it. So if you're still watching this and this looks appealing to you, congratulations. You're probably an enthusiast in the making. Or you're just a hardcore rider who likes watching Moto videos, or you're just one of my friends or family. Please take the time and subscribe to my channel and interact with the video. Give it a thumbs up, make a comment, ask questions, tell me something. What am I doing wrong? What's something you recommend? Engage with me. Because filming and making these videos are part of my passion. I love filming and editing as much as I love writing. My goal is to show people what they're missing and what they could be doing relatively easy. I've been through a lot of my life, and by all means, I shouldn't be here. But here I am, and I'm doing things I never thought I'd be doing, and I'm beyond grateful for this experience. And folks, I'm reachable. I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so if you'd like to get into this and you'd like to ride, maybe you're a beginner who wants some tips and want to hit the road, or maybe you're an experienced rider who's got something to teach me, hit me up, man. Let's hit the trail. Okay, so we've descended into this valley. This is the end of the day, and I am tired. I hope you can appreciate this part of the journey because it was tough for me to learn how to do this. And this is not easy. I should be standing up right now because when you're standing up on your bike and you bend your knees and elbows a little bit, you're acting like kind of like suspension for your bike. When you're just sitting on it, putting all your weight on it, you're more at risk for flat tires and crashing. However, at this point, my legs are already sore, and today is Sunday. Yesterday, at this point, I knew I wasn't going to be able to walk today. Do you see why I keep telling you to strap your stuff down and double check it? I mean, look at this. This is crazy. I'm sure to some people this is a walk in the park, but it took me a long time to get to this level. Now be prepared when you're adventure riding and you're going on the BDR because there was hours and hours and hours of riding like this today. And it's something I don't think a lot of people expect. They just kind of do what I did in the beginning and imagine them crushing these trails, going on cool rides with cool people to cool places without really acknowledging the risk and how much stamina it takes. As we get close to our destination, I just want to share a couple of tips. When you're on a trail in a group and you're riding onto oncoming traffic and you see someone coming, you signal to them how many people are behind you. So let's say if I'm in a group of 5 and I'm the third one, when I come into oncoming traffic, I'm going to flip 2 fingers up to the guy so he knows to look out for 2 people behind me and that they're part of my group.
It's fun.
Usually that's good etiquette for the trail, not so much for the road. It's just good etiquette to have. I've learned that riders that do that get a lot of respect from the old school riders. I've said it a million times, always bring water with you. Always take more than you think you're going to need, because I promise you you're going to need it, even if you think you're not. Always bring tools. Tools are light and cheap and they will save your butt. Bring some creative stuff too, anything you think you might need on the trail. And guys, thanks a lot for watching my videos.
I wasn't about to cry.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't crying at all.
Dirt's making me cry.
Everybody's okay. The bike's in one piece. Chicken yakisoba.
By the way